in order to use the Pythagorean theorem, the first thing that you have to know how to do, is how to use the square root key on your calculator. So let's do that part first. So square root 18.8 is 4.34. So let's do a Pythagorean theorem problem, and we would take a squared, so it's the square root of a squared, 8.1 squared, plus b squared, which is 22.68 squared, and we get 24.1. In number 3, we need to figure out, for a roof truss, if the house is 34.6 feet long, then half of the house is 17.3 feet long. We only want half the house because we have to get a right triangle here. So that's 17.3, and this is 4.325. So when we use our calculator, we would have the square root of 17.3 squared plus 4.325 squared, and then get outside the square root because we have to add in the overhang of 2 feet, and we get 19.8 feet. Next one. Now we're given the hypotenuse, so if you're given the hypotenuse, you would take the square root of the hypotenuse squared and subtract the other leg, 7.4 squared, and you would have 9.8. Find the distance between the centers of the holes. So if you notice, from here to here is one leg, from here to here is the other leg. So we would just use those distances, and it would be square root of a squared, which is 5.4 squared, plus b squared, which is 11.88 squared, and we get 13.5. Find the perimeter of a right triangle. Okay, so we've got a right triangle. This leg is 16.28. This leg is 7.4. We have to add in that side. So the first thing we're going to do is to find that side. So that is the square root of 16.28 squared plus 7.4 squared, and then get outside the square root because you have to add in the 16.28 and you have to add in the 7.4, and you get 41.56. Next one. Find the length of a ramp used to roll freight up a loading dock, which is 3.3 feet high if it begins 6.93 feet from the loading dock. So all we're going to do for this problem, let's draw the picture. We know that this is 6.93 feet, and it's 3.3 feet tall. And so on our calculator, we would just take square root 6.93 squared plus 3.3 squared, and we get 7.675. Next one. How long must a ladder be if the bottom is 3.1 meters from a building and it needs to reach up 7.44 meters on the building? Okay, so you've got the ladder. It needs to reach up 7.44, and it's 3.1 from the building. So it's going to be the square root of 3.1 squared plus 7.44 squared, and we get, 8.06. Next one, you travel 3.3 miles east and then 9.24 miles north. How far from the starting point are you? Square root problem again. 3.3 squared plus 9.24 squared is 9.81. Next one. The diagonal of a rectangle is a line drawn from one corner to the opposite corner. The length of the rectangle is 11.02. The width is 3.8. How long is the diagonal? So this would be a good Pythagorean theorem problem. Square root key, 0.02 squared plus 3.8 squared, and we get 11.66. If you have any questions, give me a holler.